Welcome to Techstination. Joining us at the Consumer Electronics Show at Google here is Behzadi, the Distinguished Engineer for Google Assistant, who's based in Zurich. And we'll also be talking to Mert, Topcu, Product Manager for Google Assistant. Thank you both for being here. And Behshad, we're going to talk to you first about what's going on with Google Assistant. Just about everybody's familiar with it, but you're one of the guys who's making it all work. So tell us what it is that you're working on today.
Yeah. So thank you. Google Assistant, as you mentioned, it's our goal generally with Google Assistant is to make it to be the best and easiest way to get things done throughout your day, so that you can save time to do the things which matter more for you. There are certain areas of focus that we have been focusing for Google Assistant to help having more value for users, and that's the areas such as home, where we have been investing on different types of devices, which Mert will be showing some of that later. For car, because people spend lots of time in the car, and having the assistant helping you while navigating and having easy way to chat if you need to send a message, or if you need to play a podcast, or get a quick information. And on the go, on the mobile, when you're out and on the go, so how can the assistant be there to help you with the needs that you have at the right time and save you time. So the goal is really to make the assistant to be the easiest and best way to get things done. And for that, I think what we're really focusing on is to make the interaction with the assistant to be very easy. And that's why we focus a lot on using our latest advances in machine learning and artificial intelligence on making conversation and natural language to be handled well by the assistant.
You've already gotten to the point where the Google Assistant can recognize the voices of individuals and can also be conversant without you having to say, "Hey Google," a second time. I don't want to say that too loud in here because I'm going to wake everything up.
So correct. I think when we talk about the natural language and conversation, this is a very interesting topic, because this is the most universal interface that people have. All the people talk to each other. They know how to talk to each other, right? So our goal is really to make the interaction to be in a way that the users, the people, have to say what they need, what they want to have, and they should not need to think about how should they say it. They should say the most natural way, not in a very specific, very very structured way. So then there's different pieces which goes into this. There's a pieces around. I can actually demo some of this
sure.
if that.
Right ahead.
Yeah. So one of the phenomena is that people ask the very same question in many different ways. For example, let's take a simple question like here we are in Vegas. If you want to ask weather Vegas tomorrow, you can say weather Vegas tomorrow.
In Las Vegas tomorrow, it'll be sunny with a high of 62 and a low of 39.
But the very same question, you can also say, "Hey, can you please tell me how is the weather going to be tomorrow in Vegas?"
In Las Vegas, Nevada tomorrow, it'll be sunny.
I just stop it. But and you can say also things like, "Is tomorrow a good day to play tennis outside in Vegas?"
Tomorrow in Las Vegas, it'll be sunny with a high of 62.
The main point here is that there is many different ways that people come to the assistant, and in many different ways formulate the question, which the meaning is, I want to know about the weather. In fact, we have tens of thousands of ways that people are asking this one question. And this is a challenge of natural language understanding, to really map all of this to the same thing.
I'm going to say that the average consumer doesn't think twice about it. All of what's going on behind the scenes to be able to have this technology respond the way it does.
Yeah, exactly. So and it should be that way. It should be that we don't want the users to think about how it works and how they should say it. They should say it, and it's the intelligence behind which should connect and say that all of this is the same thing as weather tomorrow. Then we have been working on. I know one of the other interesting things when you interact with natural language is that people are asking all ranges of questions. We have been expanding our answering capabilities of lots of types of questions. Maybe an interesting one is something like, what is the name of the volcano in Iceland that no one can pronounce its name?
Eyjafjallajökull. Here's a summary from Wikipedia.
This spelling is also-
Eyjafjallajökull is one of the smaller ice caps of Iceland.
So this spelling, maybe you should just show it somewhere. But it's you know, so there's. I showed this one example just to say that this is a very long tail specific questions, but there is really millions and millions of such questions which comes in a very regular way to the assistant, and assistant should be ready to answer all these ranges of questions. So our technology is in an investment in the search technology for many years, combined with NLP advancement, makes it possible to be able to answer questions like this. The other aspect which is very important in conversations is context. So we're making it over the past few years. We have been making it really easier and easier to have a conversation, so that as a next question you don't need to you should not need to repeat the things that you said before. So I can ask something like, what are the tour dates of Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys events: Birmingham, Alabama; Las
So
Vegas,
it shows
Nevada;
the list
Newark,
here,
New Jersey.
and I can also
and
now
others.
say, show me the members of the band.
The band members of Backstreet Boys include
And it
Nick
actually
Carter,
just
Kevin
understands
Richardson,
that what I'm talking about, which
Brian
bands I'm
Littrell,
talking
and
about.
others.
It tries to really get the context from, and then try to fall in a back and forth conversation in a continued way to just you can say the next you understand the next sentence at each time thanks to the context. Now what you mentioned also is that when you're having a natural conversations, you should not need to say each time hey Google, so you could say hey Google in the first time, ask the first question or squeeze it, and then for the next times you should just be able to continue. And this is the feature which we launched earlier this year or last year, which is called continued conversations, which is also again making the interactions more natural. We've also been focusing on, making personal aspect of Assistant much better. Some examples I like is that I use the Assistant a lot for finding my personal photos, for example. Show me my photos of cows in Switzerland.
Showing your photos.
So this is a multiple machine learning system here, make it very easy for me to retrieve my photos about a specific story. This is taken a year ago, but I can use machine learning in the speech recognition, NLP, and image recognition.
And have you had to tag your photos a certain way, or is it using the GPS?
This is everything is automatic and everything is machine learning. So obviously I did not try to tag that these are cows in these pictures. This is actually a fun story happening in that picnic, which cows came close to my family. But it makes it very easy for the user to just say what you want to say, and then it should just happen as fast and happen. This is the easiest way. If not, I had to go to the app, scroll a lot, remember when it was, and waste lots of time for doing that. Yeah. So overall, these types of improvements is trying to make the interactions with the assistant easier and faster to get things done.
So what are you looking at, if you don't mind my asking, to make this even better? What is your team doing to create this an even more seamless experience?
Yeah, I think in this is not a solved problem. We have made lots of progress in the past few years, but in all of the components, whether it's in the speech recognition, whether it's in the understanding of what user is meaning, in all of them we have still room for finding people still. Language is a very interesting phenomena. People are asking things in many different ways, and so we have to still really work on making the meaning of natural language, understanding that through more complex types of conversations. So that I would say is one. I think we're also expanding the assistant experiences in different devices, and one of the areas that we're also trying to make the experience to be best is that try to make the tailored and ideal experience for different types of if you are on a smart display versus a smart plug versus if you're on a Google Home versus on a TV. There's different things which is optimal experience for the user there, and we're also working on making these experiences to be optimal.
And you have these devices for the home, but in vehicles, being able to just tell your phone or what, I guess the vehicle itself in some instances, where it is you want to go and ask questions in that environment. All of that, some of it's a reality now, but it's going to become even more important as we move to self-driving cars.
That's correct. That's correct. I think it actually, independent of self-driving makes it actually, I think, possible for the user in the car to have potentially mobile or other devices in the hand. Today, in the absence of that, it's dangerous if someone is texting, or for a very simple thing, lots of accidents happening through that. So I'm very excited that we're launching the experience of the Google Assistant in Maps in the navigation mode. Actually, people are spending 1 billion kilometers every day to navigate on maps, and now we're making it again interfaces which is optimized for the car experience, which means that minimizes the risk of you that you need to read something, etc. So the
drive
exactly. So the distraction is really minimized, and it's really focused on if you want to send a message, it's totally back and forth through voice, or if you want to play a podcast, or if you want to play music.
Very cool. Is there a place people should go to get more information about the work that you and your team are doing?
I think
just to ask Google Assistant.
I think you can ask Google or Google Assistant. That's always what I say to all my friends. Also, when they ask me hard questions about Google.
How many voice queries is Google Assistant getting these days? I don't know if you've quantified that.
We are getting around.
How many? No, I'm saying, how many voice queries is Google Assistant getting a day now? Do you have any idea? No.
I don't know.
You can't count that high.
Yeah, that's we can. What I can share.
I know Google often counts what searches are for different things, but those.
So we have Google Assistant by the end of this month that's going to be available on 1 billion different devices. So in, I think, a few weeks from now, 2-3 weeks from now, we are in that number. Also, the active usage of the assistant over the past year got multiplied by 4, so we have 4x more active users of the assistant. So numbers look good, but I think there's still big, interesting potential to be more helpful for users.
I'm going to move on. And now we're moving on to Mert Topcu. Am I saying your name correctly, Mert?
That's right, Mert. Thank you.
Product manager for Google Assistant. And Google Assistant is showing up in lots and lots of places. And you've got some new ones to tell us about.
Exactly right. We are super excited that we announced we are bringing Google Assistant to a new category of devices, smart clocks. So we have collaborated with Lenovo, like we did with the smart displays last year, and design and develop the smart clocks to specifically help you during your morning and evening routines. Of course, it has Google Assistant built in, which means you have an access to all the Google services such as YouTube Music, Maps, Calendar, and more.
All right, so this is designed to sit on a nightstand, I suppose, in the bedroom, and it's got a small display and no camera, right? It's designed for that. So tell us what the differences are between this and some of the other devices that have been out there, such as your Home Hub and others.
Great question, and you're exactly right. We develop and design this device for your bedroom. Everything about this device is tailored for your bedroom, and as you can see, it's very small and sleek design. It has a soft finish cloth, and to fully respect your privacy, as you noted, we did not include camera. And then we do have a mic mute button at the back. As you can see, it's a hardware disconnect, it's not software. Also, as you can see, we included a USB port. Because our studies show that a lot of us, basically charging our phones on the nightstand. So with this device, you don't need another adapter on the wall and etc. Also, based on, back to your question, yes, this form factor is different. It's a 4-inch screen. So we are inspired by the smart display UI. However, we wanted to make it appropriate for this form factor and also for your bedroom context. What I mean is that I can show you, for example, when I swipe on the screen, I see the most relevant information for my evening and morning routines one at a time. If you look at a smart display, you have multiple cards in one screen because there's enough screen space. However, with this device, we want to show you only the most relevant information, and again, one at a time. And if I'm continue swiping, for example, first I have seen my alarms, And then next, I see my weather, how the weather is outside today, and then again commute, finally my calendar. So these are the specific features we enhanced in this device.
Really easy to use, and very often if you buy an old-fashioned alarm clock, you have to fool around which button to set the alarm, which button to set the clock, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. Basically, we are reinventing the traditional alarm clock with Google Assistant, of course.
Terrific. Now this is going on sale when and for about how much?
It's going to be available in spring for $79.99.
$79.99. And you're working with lots of different devices with the Google Assistant. I'll let you tell me more.
Well, we work with smart displays with multiple partners. We also work
This
with
is the home hub in front of us as well, right?
And we of course work with our home team to bring the assistant with the Google Home Hub. We work with our partners. Let's say we announce a dish, for example, where we are bringing Google Assistant to TV experience. We work with car manufacturers or car accessory manufacturers to bring the Google Assistant through Android Auto. So we basically, as Google Assistant, our goal is to give different options to our users to help during their day.
And what a tremendous presence you have here at the Consumer Electronics Show, out in front of the main entrance with the Hey Google people and signs everywhere.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the tour of our playground. It's awesome.
One of the things that Google has been working on and really doing an impressive job with is language translation. And to give us a demonstration of that, we've got Joshua Cruz of Google along with Behshad Behzadi. So which one of you guys want to kick things off? And we're going to be playing around with the Google Home Hub.
Great, yeah, thank you so much. You know, obviously the Google Home Hub and kind of what we're calling interpreter mode really brings together a lot of our advancements in voice recognition and natural language that Behshad was talking about. So it's really simple to kick off. All you have to say is something like, "Hey Google, please be my French interpreter."
Ready when you are.
"Hey Google, be my French interpreter."
All right, let's get started.
"When did you arrive at Las Vegas?"
Quand êtes-vous arrivé à Las Vegas?
Je suis arrivé il y a 3 jours et je vais rester jusqu'au jeudi.
I arrived 3 days ago and I will stay until Thursday.
"What are you looking forward to seeing at the conference?"
Qu'attendez-vous de voir à la conférence?
Il y a beaucoup de choses à voir ici, mais je vais aussi regarder le concert de Backstreet Boys.
There is a lot to see here, but I also want to watch Backstreet Boys.
That's really amazing. Congratulations on what you're doing with that. How many languages can you work with doing this?
So this is doing 27 languages, and you can go from any of these 27 languages to any other of those 27 languages, so every pair. As you see that this is really making it, there's lots of scenarios that you might end up being, that you need to communicate with someone which you don't have a common language, and this is making it as easy and as natural as possible. You don't need to even press on any button at any moment. You can say multiple sentences in one language. All of them will be translated to the other one. When it hears something from the other language, then it goes back to there. So it makes the back and forth talking to each other to two different languages really breaks the barrier between two people who don't speak the same language.
Are there certain devices that this is working on today?
So we are starting by the smart display devices, and over time we will be bringing this to the other devices as well.
And once again, Mert Topcu and Behshad Behzadi, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you very much.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.